FIFA is what has given the most to speak about after football's most intense, dramatic, and historic moments. From last-minute goals down to the nail-biting penalty shootout, it keeps every fan in amazement around the planet. Today's video comes in to count down the 10 greatest World Cup finals of all time, from unforgettable performances to the most legendary teams. Hit subscribe and notification buttons and don't be left out with more thrilling football stories. Number 10, 1950 Uruguay versus Brazil. There was no traditional final in the 1950 World Cup. The most important game was played between Uruguay and Brazil in the Maracana Stadium in Rio de Janeiro. With a draw enough for Brazil to take home the title, it was almost like a victory. Under the eyes of nearly 200,000 spectators, Brazil took the lead early in the second half when Friaca scored. Uruguay came back with a brilliant revival, scoring 2 goals by Juan Alberto Schiaffino and Alcides Guilla to win the match 2-1. Number 9, 1958, Brazil versus Sweden. The final was in 1958 in Stockholm, and it was the first victory by Brazil in the World Cup after demolishing the host country Sweden 5-2. That match is remembered as one where the stupendous talent of a then 17-year-old Pelé was on show. He scored 2 goals. That day, Vava also threw in 2, and Mario Zagallo added another to secure Brazil's big victory. Niels Lidholm put Sweden ahead, but Brazil continued their attack, fired by Pelé and Garrincha, until the Swedish backline withered out. That performance just about set a seal on Pelé's rise to be soccer's biggest star of all, and the victory over Sweden signaled Brazil's reputation in international football for the next number of years. Number 8, 1998, France versus Brazil. France captured their maiden World Cup in 1998 after hosting the event and thrashing defending champions Brazil 3-0 at the Stade de France in Paris. 2 first-half goals by Zinedine Zidane set France on the victory path, the 2 headers from corner kicks. Brazil never seemed to be in it, and they struggled with their star, Ronaldo. Emmanuel Petit of France scored the 3rd goal in an injury-time finish to match with style. It was a very important victory for France because they were only the 7th country to conquer the World Cup. After all, Zidane became a hero in the nation as people celebrated the victory among the main moments of French football history. Number 7, 2002, Brazil versus Germany. Brazil won their 5th World Cup in the final against Germany, a 2-0 defeat in Yokohama, Japan in 2002. Having remained goalless in the entire first half, Ronaldo netted twice for his side to etch his name in the history of the World Cup during the closing half. He poked through a miscalculated save attempt of German custodian Oliver Kahn for his first of the game, and again won within a gap of 12 minutes. Number 6, 1974, West Germany versus Netherlands. The final of the 1974 World Cup in Munich pitted Johan Cruyff's Netherlands against Franz Beckenbauer's West Germany. The Netherlands deployed their revolutionary total football system. They scored first, inside 2 minutes with a Johan Neeskens penalty before West Germany even touched the ball. However, West Germany equalized through a goal scored by Paul Breitner from a penalty. The deciding goal had come just before halftime, when the tournament's top scorer, Gerd Müller, had scored. Even though the Dutch had more of the possession, West Germany managed to hold on for a 2-1 win and secured their 2nd World Cup title. Number 5, 2010, Spain versus Netherlands. Spain won their maiden World Cup in 2010, defeating the Netherlands 1-0 after extra time in Johannesburg. It was a rough game, with 14 yellow cards handed out. Extra time saw Dutch defender John Heitinga sent off with a red card. Spain dominated the ball possession with their tiki-taka style of play, but had a very hard time breaking the defense of the Netherlands. After 90 minutes, it was still goalless, until Andres Iniesta finally broke the deadlock in the 116th minute to score the winning goal, volleying past the Dutch goalkeeper Martin Stekelenburg. Spain, because they were the best in world football, with their acquiring the 2008 European Championship, proved to be one of the best teams ever. Number 4, 1970, Brazil versus Italy. Brazil beat Italy 4-1 in the 1970 World Cup final in Mexico City, and this is often seen as one of the best team performances in World Cup history. Brazil was led by Pelé, who scored for the first time in the 18th minute with a header. The Italians leveled shortly before halftime, but Brazil again dominated following the interval with goals from Gerson, Jairzinho, and their captain Carlos Alberto. His was part of a length-of-the-field team effort involving most of the Brazilian players, and is one of the best goals ever scored in a FIFA World Cup final. The win gave Brazil their 3rd title and won them the right to keep the Jules Rimet trophy permanently. Number 3, 2006 FIFA World Cup Final, Italy vs France. The 2006 World Cup Final in Berlin will always be remembered for Zinedine Zidane's famous headbutt on Marco Materazzi during extra time. Zidane scored the first goal for France with a penalty kick, but Materazzi tied the game for Italy soon after. The score stayed in 1 after 120 minutes, which led to a penalty shootout. The only miss from one player in the epic shootout was that of David Trezeguet, whose shot for goal was repelled by the crossbar as Italy progressed 5-3, with Fabio Grosso netting the winning penalty. It was the final of Zidane's career, with the win giving Italy 4 title trophies of World Cup winners. Number 2, 1986, Argentina vs West Germany. The final of the 1986 World Cup was held in Mexico City, led by the captain Diego Maradona, who during the whole tournament surprised with incredible plays that helped Argentina. During the first half, at minute 23, Argentina scored the first goal through a header by Jose Luis Brown. In the second half, Jorge Valdano widened the score for the South Americans. Later in the match, West Germany fought back with goals by Karl-Heinz Rummenigge and Rudi Völler that equalized the score to 2-2. A Maradona pass sent to Jorge Burruchaga was splendid. In the 86 minutes, Jorge Burruchaga scored the winning goal for Argentina, and they won with a score of 3-2. Number 1, 2022 Argentina vs France. It was one of the greatest football matches ever played, representing the final stage of the 2022 FIFA World Cup in Qatar. Argentina lined up a stupendous match against reigning champions France under the captaincy of Lionel Messi. They took an early lead when Messi won the penalty, and later, Angel Di Maria scored one just before halftime for 2-0. In what could be surprise twists in the turn of events, Kylian Mbappe would pull 2 back in the 80th and 81st minutes of play to force extra time. Messi scored again in extra time with his third, coming from a penalty, making him only the second player ever to score 3 goals in a World Cup final. It was 3-3, and later Argentina took revenge with a 4-2 victory in the penalty shootout to win their 3rd World Cup title. And with that, we finish today's list of the best World Cup finals in the history of football. Please like and share the video, and subscribe to get many such interesting videos on football. Until next time, thanks for watching.